All right. Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. Thanks for stopping by for a check of your forecast. Hope everyone's doing well today. We've given it a moment or so, let a few people jump on line to listen to what we've got to say about the storm chances for today. We are going to see some scattered storm activity. A lot of this is probably going to favor the northwest panhandles and back into eastern New Mexico again. That's where we had some of the heaviest rain last night and this morning. So something to maybe keep in mind, some flood concerns in some areas, as well as some cloud to ground lightning and maybe a marginally severe storm or two. You can see that we do have this cell that's pulsed up very quickly here over the last 10-15 minutes down here on the Randall and Deaf Smith County line. These storms are mostly stationary, don't have a whole lot of forward movement to them. In fact, our winds out of the surface are coming in from the east, so these storms may not move very much. They might drift, at 2 to 5 miles an hour, but they're going to pulse up. They're going to dump a lot of rain on one spot, then they're going to fall apart. And so that's kind of what we expect for these storms this afternoon. Now, when they send out an outflow boundary, we'll probably see some additional storms get going. But currently, that cold front that's stalled out is right there around Hereford, extends all the way down towards Memphis, and there's again kind of an outflow boundary as well further south there between Childress and Paducah, and then back over here just south of Kittiquay and Turkey too. They're near Floydada. Let's go ahead and take a look at our rain totals we've had over the last 24 hours. You can see again, as expected, those higher amounts have been generally in the northwest side of the Panhandles and northeast New Mexico. There was a lot of rain around Ute Lake last night. One of the viewers out there reporting they had 2.6 inches of rain in Logan, New Mexico. The lake's actually come up about 3 to 4 inches today, which has actually gained a little over 2,500 acre feet of water. So we're getting a lot closer to that critical level of 200,000 acre feet, which is the obligated amount of water that that lake is supposed to have before they start letting some downstream over towards Lake Meredith. That was their agreement with Cremwa. So again, if we get another heavy rain event tonight down there, they get another 2-3 inches of rain. It's very possible that 200,000 acre foot threshold could be reached. They are gaining. They've had about 2,500 acre feet added here just in the last 12 hours. So we had some pockets of showers and storms this morning here in the Amarillo area. The west side of town had a lot more rain than the east side did. The National Weather Service actually only registered 100th of an inch of rain today. But Southwest Amarillo actually picked up 1 inch on the nose. You can see that number right here on our top 24 highest totals. These are mainly a blend of the mesonet sites around the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, as well as in eastern New Mexico. You can see Logan there at the top of the list at 2.6, Beaver at 1.85, Tucumcari at 1.73, Indy and Grady in that 1.4 to 1.5 range. And then some lesser totals. Pantex Dome was down, had about 1/3 of an inch of rain this morning. Dalhart having 1/3 of an inch as well, with some stratiform showers that we had in the early hours of today. And then, Kenton, Oklahoma had about a 1/2 inch, as well as Clayton, New Mexico. There were unfortunately some places that probably needed the rain up there in the North Panhandles that didn't get it. Hopefully you'll get a little bit more tonight. So here's your outlook. We have the marginal risk across the northern half of the Panhandles and then back into New Mexico and Colorado. Biggest concern for any severe weather potential is going to be those damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Aside from that, the flood concern is the biggest issue. At least that's the expectation for tonight. There is enough confidence that we'll have a lot of storms up near Quay and Union County that an aerial flood watch has been posted until midnight tonight out there in eastern New Mexico. That's where we could see some of those 2, 3, maybe even 4 inch rain totals, or maybe a more localized or scattered level. So here's our rain chance in Amarillo. Certainly not guaranteed. Again, we've got this going from 7 p.m. on till 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you have any evening plans, again, I wouldn't cancel them. I would just maybe have a rain jacket handy. We could see a storm later this evening, but the chance overall is not very high. The thing about this, though, is if we do get a storm, it's going to dump a lot of rain on top of us. So that's why that chance for an inch of rain is also pretty high, or very close to just having that chance of rain in general, around 20%. And then a 50% chance for seeing at least an inch of rain out there towards Tucumcari and Clayton, New Mexico. There's probably even going to be some pockets out there that pick up 2 to 4 inches of rain again if that falls in Ute Lake's watershed. That lake's going to certainly see some rise to its level. Let's go ahead and run you through the computer model. So storms will be kind of isolated to and confined to the I-40 corridor, we think, at least initially this afternoon for any of those storms going up along the boundary. As we get into this evening, you can see more of a cluster of stuff coming in from New Mexico. Again, it runs out of steam though and eventually falls apart. So it's kind of like yesterday. It looks like that northwest half of the area will be best favored for any kind of storm activity here over the next 12 to 24 hours. Moving into Friday evening, we may have a few rogue showers and storms up in New Mexico, but a majority of us are going to stay dry. And then as we head into Saturday, really going to start seeing that heat crank up to 10, especially over on the east side of the panhandles. Temperatures out here towards Childress, Shamrock, Wellington. It's very possible as early as Saturday you start seeing some triple digits for your high temperatures. And then that will continue as we head into Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be the hottest stretch of weather we've dealt with so far this year. Texas and Oklahoma haven't gotten the memo. It's supposed to be hot this year. The rest of the country has been largely warmer than normal. But the year to date, we've actually been a little bit colder than average here for this year. So we'll see what pans out. But right now, that ridge getting closer generally will mean that those temperatures are going to be on the rise. Whether or not we're setting records, I think still is a very big unknown, but maybe some lower 100s certainly possible. Another thing that we'll have to watch next week, overall, and from a broad perspective, the southern plains will probably be drier than normal to wrap up the month of July. But we will get what we call these ridge riding short waves. It's just a small weak trough there embedded in the flow aloft. And if those come through during the right time of day, right in the middle of peak daytime heating, we could see some isolated storms pop up each afternoon. So can't take that off the table, but the chance is going to be relatively low. And again, the big takeaway for next week will be those temperatures. We've got a 60 to 70% chance to be warmer than normal here in the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle. A little bit lower of a probability in New Mexico, but generally speaking, the further east you go, the hotter it's going to be next week. Probably we'll see some triple digits out there, especially over in the Arklatex region. The east side of the Panhandle could certainly see some triple digits. Here's what we have for your 7-day for right now. These numbers, again, may be subject to change by 2 or 3 degrees, but currently still have you at 101 Sunday, and we have you at 100 on Monday. So we've probably going to kick that zero for the goose egg on our triple digit tracker out the window by the time we jump into next week. It's possible we don't. But right now, just looks like with the abundant sunshine, the flow that we're getting at the surface, looks like we'll probably get close to the century mark. So we've got you at 101 and 100 respectively. And you can see those chances of rain. They do come back into play. It's just a very minuscule amount, 10, 20%. Don't bet the farm on it. Most of us are not going to see any rain after today from Friday through Thursday, but there will be maybe that pulse type thunderstorm that gets going on a very isolated level. So something we can't completely rule out. So you can see it looks like there's a little outflow boundary getting kicked off from this storm here just to the west of Buffalo Lake. Got a few more storms down here between Childress and Paducah. Probably we'll start seeing some stuff pulse up here along that boundary from Hereford all the way down to Tulia and Silverton, and then down there into Cottle County as well. So that'll be what we're watching this afternoon. And then the stuff that we'll be watching for this evening is still out there near the mountains. You can see a lot of that stuff trying to pulse up out there in the central side of the state, where we've got a little bit more mountain valley convection going on out there. So here's a look at from a regional perspective. You can see those storms a little bit better than just that Cannon Air Force radar. So again, you can see just a nice summer monsoon setting up there in the central side of the Land of Enchantment. Got some storms out there in the Sacramentos, storms out there on the eastern slopes of the Sangre de Cristos. Eventually, with the winds aloft, we'll see some of that stuff pushed a bit closer to the panhandles. So that'll be what we're watching. That is all we have for you this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll keep you up to date here at Storm Surge 7.